live now?
Yep, we are live.
Hello.
Well, welcome to Arkansas Physical Health and Rehab. This is our optimal health, healthy eating class. This is class number 4. It's on how to overcome or kill your sugar cravings. And we're going to talk about what those cravings mean. So, let's start with that first. Let's say, who craves chocolate? Woo! We're gonna make some tonight. And sugary foods. I don't think I've ever craved just sugary foods. And she's eating something that I already made that we're gonna make tonight. And breads and pastas, oily foods, and then salty foods. I have some people that say they don't like sugar, but they really crave the salty chips and that kind of stuff. So, your body is really craving or is in lack of different minerals or vitamins when you're craving certain things. Let's say chocolate, you are lacking in magnesium. So a substitute, instead of eating chocolate, you can eat raw cacao, or what I would do if you can't find raw cacao is to have organic cocoa powder, nuts, seeds, veggies, and fruits. So substitute that instead of eating chocolate. Although cacao is just basically another cocoa. Do what? Yeah.
Hello.
There is some
Ta-da.
different stuff. So
Options.
we're gonna make something with that. So sugary foods, you're lacking in chromium, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, and tryptophan. So chromium, broccoli, grapes, cheese, and chicken. I don't eat cheese, so I would eat the chicken. Carbon would be for fresh fruits. Phosphorus is fatty fish, beef and chicken, eggs, nuts and veggies. And then sulfur, cranberries, horseradish, cabbage, and cauliflower. And tryptophan is in raisins, sweet potatoes, spinach, but of course it's in chicken and poultry. So turkey. So when you have your Thanksgiving and you get really
Turkey. That's one of them.
tired, that's the tryptophan. It makes you happy. There he
Yeah,
is.
get
There's
him.
Mousse the dog barking.
Mousse.
When you crave breads and pastas and carbs, you're lacking in nitrogen. So high protein foods like meat and fatty fish, nuts, chia seeds, probably flax seeds. And it says beans too, if you opt for beans. And then oily foods, calcium. So organic milk, cheese, green leafy vegetables have a lot of calcium in them. Broccoli has calcium in it too. And then if you crave salty chips and such, chloride and silicone. With fatty fish, goat milk, cashew nuts, and seeds would be good for salty foods too. So, so that is some of the cravings and what you can substitute instead. You want to say hi to the audience? This is Tiffany's husband.
Hello, audience.
This is their house that we're at. So another thing to do is when you're taking sugar out of your diet, it's sometimes hard to make it a habit. So here are some ideas of how to make it a habit. You get to help me read this too.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. So the first one is focus on one new habit at a time. I know if you're trying to make goals, let's say the first of the year goals, and you want to lose weight, you want to stop eating sugar, and you want to create something new at your house. Let's say focus on one of those at a time. So first do one, then the next. And it says that it's important to work on only one habit at a time. That way you store up willpower and it's channeled into one. I have lots of willpower, and I'm pretty strict on a lot of things. but there's many people that aren't. So sometimes focusing on one thing at a time.
Especially kids.
Yes.
If you're trying to change the habit or the diet of children, it is incredibly challenging, especially if there are other temptations. So removing all the temptations. When we got married, they were not paleo at all, and Lillian and I were probably 80% paleo, and it was
Hard to combine them both.
there's a lot of tears that occurred. And
You mean I
refusing
can't
to eat.
have this anymore?
They're starving me.
Do that one.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Committing to something for a minimum of 30 days, that also takes a lot of willpower.
Yes.
But, telling yourself, okay, for this month, I'm going to not eat any sugar. Or for this month, I'm eliminating dairy completely. Or, whatever habit you choose to start with, 30 days. Start with that, go from there.
Yeah. And
You
it
can
also,
do it.
it also, once you do that, like sometimes 21 days will be the good start, but finishing the whole month is good. But when my husband and I went, I think I went pretty much cold turkey, and just because at the blood test that we did, mine was not very good, so I
quit.
I'm strict on that. So, but after that 21 days, I did not really crave. I mean, I don't think I've eaten any pasta, by accident, a piece of bread maybe. I mean,
Oops.
anyway, but it's been 7-8 years since we've been eating paleo. So I don't have any cravings anymore. Or I can't say I don't have cravings. I just don't overdo them. Okay.
The third, third suggestion on making a new habit is anchoring it to a habit you already have. So along with the example that's written here is, I'm going to change into workout clothes right after I get home from work and go on a walk for 10 minutes. But another example for food would be, I'm not going to eat whatever sweets, but I'm going to eat a bowl of fruit instead, or something along those lines. So attaching it to a habit that you already have.
And then taking baby steps. Create a micro commitment where it's impossible to fail. It's more important to stay consistent and not miss a day than to hit a specific milestone. And it says, when you have a low level of commitment, you will be more likely to get started. That makes sense? No, that doesn't make sense. Milestone. Anyway, that didn't make sense to me. But what it's trying to say is start little, again, staying focused on one thing at a time. And let's say you made it a week, so that's a milestone, one at a time.
We're looking at who's watching. Hi.
Anyway, so the next one is make a plan for obstacles, such as, do you know an obstacle?
Like, oh my goodness, it's 10:30 at night and my kids are being crazy and I really want to eat a whole gallon of ice cream, but instead I'm going to eat a bowl of strawberries.
That would be. I would say if you're going to a party and let's say there's no other things available and they have cake and ice cream like a birthday party or something. So with that type of thing, what I personally do when I go to parties, because I usually know that not everybody cooks like me, so I eat before I go. And then, if I need to take a little package of nuts in my purse, then I eat my nuts in my purse. And that keeps me focused on the thing, on staying strict, I guess, to not eating sugar. But if you eat a teeny tiny piece, probably not going to set you back that much. But then once you've had it, sometimes you crave it even more.
You're like,
It's a
haha.
fact. It's a fact.
All right, having accountability for your new habit.
Yeah.
So an accountability partner, or some people keep food or calorie diaries. So, you know, you writing out, I ate cake today is not helping you create this new habit. But also, you know, if I tell my mom, hey mom, don't let me eat any cake, and she goes to the party with me, then it would be a lot more challenging because
I would
if
be
anyone's met my mother, they know that she would smack me for eating cake. It's happened before.
just like that.
Rewards.
Well, going back to the accountability, my youngest daughter, Whitney, wanted me to be like an accountability, and she says, well, you send me reminders to eat healthy, texts and emails and such, and so I've been doing that, and she's really been on board. Even when she's gone out of the country, she said, Mom, I've really stayed pretty true, and she has issues with her skin, so her skin is looking good and she's feeling so much healthier. And then even when she got back, I said, well, remember to eat healthy, and she's like, I'm doing it, Mom. So that's helping. So when you have an accountability partner, you can, you know, text each other just reminding, remember. So anyway, okay, rewarding.
Reward. So, you know, at the end of your 30 days, or even intermittent rewards of, I made it 5 days with no sweets, I'm gonna reward myself by,
What would you do?
Shopping.
shopping.
That's what I'm thinking. A new pair of shoes. Yeah.
Or, you know, go to the movies.
That's
or
right. Yep. Or a date with
Shopping.
with spouse. Or that.
But don't cheat. You can't break your habit in your reward of
Right.
making your habit.
Right. Let's say if you're cutting out sugar and you are doing it and let's go have a nice steak somewhere. So you can reward yourself with a nice dinner. Or like I have weird cravings, so I would reward myself with
Salad.
salad. Or beet chips are my new craving. Probably because I need iron or whatever's in beets. So anyway, become your identity, as in, you know, once you've hit that 30 days, that habit should be instilled.
That's
and,
you now. You don't eat sugar anymore.
Right. Yeah, I don't. I eat our healthier versions, which we're going to talk about that next. Nope. Yes, we are. So the next thing we're going to talk about, and we're going to also create some of these. These are the mini versions, but we're going to make bigger ones. These are
Really yummy.
they're very yummy. They're rich, but they are made with avocados and cocoa powder.
You know they had avocados in?
They have avocado
I'm
in it.
not surprised.
Yep. There is one that has little green bits of avocado in it, but
Avocado shows up in a lot of our food.
yes, it is very tasty. We're gonna make a couple things out of avocados. It is a healthy fat for you, so you know that's one thing that we want to increase in our body is healthy fats. So as we're talking about, do you want to start making the crust for the pie, and I'll do the muffins, and we'll intermittent back and forth. So
Sure.
Tiffany has. Can you get your little pie out?
Yeah.
She made a lemon meringue pie. So we're gonna make mini ones of those in these little tins, just a couple of them.
It's not set.
So this is
Ta-da!
her lemon meringue
It's really
pie.
bad lighting.
I don't know if you can see it.
Nope,
Ta-da!
nope, nope.
There we go.
It's a little better.
Anyway.
It's jiggly still.
Whoops, sorry. Right. Okay.
Set this on.
So some of the healthier sugars that we've used in some of the baking. So if you're taking sugar out of your diet, there are reasons probably why. And there are, let's say, diabetes and MS, and what are the other things that my husband gave me a whole list of patients that he tells them to do the modified paleo, which actually takes out the fruit part too. So not even eating fruit.
Like automatic, no sweets.
Right. Just for health reasons.
Your sweets will be sweet potatoes.
But, so when doing that, the vegetables, the meat, the healthy fats are what you're kind of strict on. But if you're just, paleo includes some of your healthier sugars, which are, we have honey,
Ooh, this game.
we have organic maple syrup, we have, is it organic coconut sugar.
What if it weren't organic? Would you?
Expect me? Yeah, maybe. And then, I don't know if you can see these, but these are dates, and dates are nature's candy. I'm gonna take out one. I think
Date.
that's all
They're
I have.
incredibly sweet. Don't eat the pits. Oh.
And stevia is a plant, and paleo will use stevia also. But when you are diabetic, stevia creates cravings for sugar, so take that out too. So, no
Another
sugars.
thing to use is just fruit. So if
Yes.
you're making blueberry muffins, don't sweeten it. Put blueberries in it.
Yeah, or bananas.
A lot of recipes call for dates as the sweetener or applesauce as the sweetener. So
Or bananas. She doesn't like bananas, but I use bananas too.
bananas are gross.
So, all right, I need a bowl.
How big of a bowl?
But,
These
so
are
there.
your options.
All right,
Unless you want plastic.
this one.
I forgot to get eggs out. So when you're making a lemon meringue pie or any type of meringue pie,
She's in the kitchen. You can see how empty your refrigerator is.
Don't look in that. It's embarrassing.
She hasn't been grocery
We have
shopping.
no food. Set your eggs out to room temperature before you make meringue. Makes it a lot easier. These are cold, so we're gonna put them by the oven.
All right. Can I? Oh, I forgot to bring an egg. Can I have one egg? Or do you
Sure.
have enough?
Is it cool if it's cold?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so right now I'm gonna start making the avocado chocolate muffins. You can probably also, if you want to create an icing, you can use these as cupcakes if you want. If you have a party that, you know, kids like cupcakes with icing, even though it's hard to make a good paleo icing, but it's possible. But what we're gonna do is we are gonna start about this size of avocado, not huge, but not small, is about a half a cup. And that's what this recipe calls for, is a half a cup of avocado. So I'm going to, you have a spoon? You just want a spoon in there. So, cutting it out. Okay, just like that.
All right, fine. I'll
Just
put
like
my sharp
that.
knife away.
Yep, put the sharp knife away. We're gonna whip this in here. I'm gonna have you do some stuff in a
Do
minute.
you need a whisk?
Sorry for making lots of noise. I didn't bring a whisk.
Okay.
But
Don't worry.
I usually use a fork, but that's okay.
Which would you prefer, a whisk or a fork?
All right. Did you know that these, when you had a bite, had avocado in it? Do you like avocados?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good, good.
Have you had sweet avocados before? Like in something or a smoothie? I don't like them in something.
Do you have measuring things?
Like what?
A cup.
A cup.
I need 1 cup.
Okay.
And I did bring my own measuring thing.
This a liquid or a solid?
You're gonna do the dry goods.
Okay.
So. Okay.
Yeah.
This is baking soda, this is baking powder. We have a helper here that she's doing the dry goods. I'm gonna do the wet and then we're gonna combine them. So give her that one. And this and
It calls for both?
it does. Okay, there's the cocoa powder and the salt. And the vanilla. It's gonna be in here. Okay, so this, I'm gonna read off the ingredients. We're gonna post these recipes here in a bit. We're reading some of the comments at the bottom.
Oh dear.
Don't
Baseball in
cut
it over there.
your hand. I won't cut my hand on the avocado, although I'm not saying I haven't. Anyway, it has a half a cup of avocado, a fourth a cup of maple syrup, and I actually didn't put that much in mine that I've already made. 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 large egg, almond flour, 1 cup of almond flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 cup of chocolate chips, and sea salt, vanilla, cocoa powder, 3 tablespoons. I actually put a little more. And then instead of water, I actually used coconut water. Yay! So I'm doing the avocado and the egg. You can hear my whisker going. All right, here. Put that in the garbage. And then I'm gonna use this. I don't always measure, but I approximate. That's why it's so good.
Are we putting chocolate chips in this?
I put them in last.
Okay.
So if you've got all the
Salt.
I just put them in my mouth.
and you can do this and approximate, but you gotta take the lid off.
Okay. I leave mine off.
All right.
What is the oven supposed to be preheated to?
You know, it doesn't say, but I cooked them at 375. All right, I'm gonna put a little vanilla, boop. And then the maple syrup. Boop. That's good. To make things,
We're gonna show you.
what it looks like. Yum. It's green. So as you take the sugar out of your diet, and even some of the paleo treats taste really sweet. And like if you're not eating paleo, and you might think that this is not sweet enough until
Yes.
your taste buds get there. So that's what the 21-30 days takes to get that taste and that cravings and that, you know, sweetness.
Oh,
All right.
I gave you the whisk. I thought I was. I'm
No.
sorry.
See, she did a good job. All right, this is the dry ingredients. We're gonna put that in there. Are you getting your your ingredients ready?
Me here.
You're supposed to get the pie crust making.
Oh my.
Okay, we'll bring the video over to her counter here in a bit. So this is a little thick, and that's why they have you add just a tiny bit of water. I'm using coconut water. And if you if you exercise a lot and you are sweaty and you're losing your minerals, instead of drinking Gatorade or something like this, which it has so many chemicals in it, along with sugar or imitation sugar, this is the lowest sugar that I could find, and this is C2O pure coconut water. And this has 7 grams of sugar per serving. There are 4 servings in this container, but I use this when I train. And if you don't like the taste of it, you can camouflage it with lemons or orange, and then add some sea salt to it, and you get Gatorade. Ta-da! Anyway, I added that instead of water. It has electrolytes in it, and that's why I drink it. It has potassium and sodium, and then it also has magnesium in it, manganese, folic acid, calcium, vitamin C. Nope, no vitamin C. Anyway, so then you get it like this. It kind of looks like brownies. And then, so this will have just a tiny bit of sugar in it because this is the brand of chocolate chips that I use. It doesn't have soy. Doesn't have wheat, peanuts, tree nuts, dairy. It does have a tiny bit of sugar. It has 7 grams of sugar in it from organic cane sugar. But there are, I think there's a couple that are sweetened with stevia that you can find on the market. But I'm only going to put a little bit. It says a 1/4 cup. That's about it. And then I'm going to put it in a regular size muffin tin to make regular muffins. So I'm going to switch over. I'm going to put this over here by Tiffany. She is making the pie crust. Can you see her? Hello. Sort of, kind of. Hi. Is that too dark?
We could turn lights on. That's good.
You have lights under here?
Yeah.
Where are they?
To the left of the sink. Nope. Nope. Left. Yep.
Okay, is that better?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi. Okay, so I'm making the pie crust to a lemon meringue pie.
So we can make
The recipe that I use is a generic pie crust, so it can be used, or you
Husbands like children, no telephone today.
you can use this pie crust for any type of pie. Sorry, it
What?
sounded like Mousse was making really weird noises.
No,
Is
he
he
just
okay?
wants outside.
Oh, okay. Start with 1.5 cups of almond flour. Ooh, that changed things. Hello.
Are you blocking?
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm reading all of your comments. Oh, hello, everyone. I add flax meal. Not a lot of people like flaxseed.
But it's
I
good
just
for
don't
you.
tell them it's in my crust.
It's good for you. Paper brush.
And a brush. Ta-da. Okay, I also put salt,
Get that out of there.
coconut sugar. Yes, only put 4 ingredients so far. So right now, just powder. I use grass-fed butter. My mom typically uses ghee. But I left it out so it's nice and soft. And an egg and vanilla. Am I forgetting anything?
You want your
Is that
recipe?
bad?
Do you want your recipe?
I'm winging it. Here we go.
Here's your recipe.
Vanilla.
So did you write this down as you were?
Not following the directions. Hey, thanks. Okay, almond flour, coconut sugar, vanilla, ghee or butter, salt, an egg, and I added flax meal. So, here we go. My whisk. Sorry, everyone. Alright, and similar to any other pie crust, when you're finished, it should form a big ball at the bottom of your bowl. And then you just transfer your ball to your pie crust. Ours are really little pie crusts. Or pie tins.
So do you roll yours out first like a pie crust? Or do you just stick it in your pan and mush it around?
I stick it in my pan and mush it around.
Sometimes that's, if you chill it though, you can probably do it in a ball and do your parchment paper if you wanted to. Does that make sense?
But then your hands can't get dirty.
Yes. Not everybody likes to get dirty hands.
What's the point of cooking?
Alright. Here is the muffins. We're going to put them in the oven. Alright.
I did not put an egg in yet. That is why it's not making ball.
Okay, once you get your crust made, I'm going to show people how to make easy chocolate.
Chocolate. All right. So
You should give, after it's ready, you should give Cheryl one of these little pans and she can mush her own.
all right. So one of the downsides to not measuring everything is
Because you gotta add more.
my batter or my crust is too wet. What's the game score?
I don't know.
Oh, I assumed that other guy knew over there.
5-0.
Errol's making lots of
5-0.
5-0.
We're winning.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm taking this over. We're gonna show you the bowl. Okay, and she's making the dough
Crust.
and the crust,
in the crust.
and then we're gonna put it. It's just right. My finger was on there. Sorry. All right. And then we're gonna mush them in the little teeny tiny pie pans. I'm eating a muffin as we
Oh, you
talk.
already have one.
So while they're mushing
Are you
it
cool
into
using
the
your
pie
hands?
pan, I'm going to show you how to create chocolate that instead of buying chocolate chips to melt,
If
to
you need
dip
more.
stuff in, it's healthier. We're going to use coconut oil, maple syrup, what we have left, and cocoa powder. And then I like to add just a tiny bit of vanilla and sea salt. So I'm going to, we'll just use this
Mary
bowl.
makes this, and
It's really good.
she has had requests on
Who's married?
Mary, our daughter.
How old is she?
She's 11. This is really sticky. She made it for Valentine's Day and handed it out, and she had requests or orders, I guess, of, can you please make me some more of that stuff? By her Aunt Andrea.
Yep, it's pretty good. So apparently I am not measuring, but there is a recipe, and I can share that with you later on when it's toasted completely. But I'm adding some, and if you don't like maple syrup, you can use honey.
Do you want more?
But the recipe that I usually use calls for maple syrup. Also, this some recipes have two parts. Let's
Can I
say
give
you
you
have a
another?
crust and the filling. You can always separate those and use the crust for other pies, of course. But this chocolate, this chocolate recipe was the coating for a date that was filled with almond butter, and then it's dipped. And I made this for one of my husband's events at his office. They were all gone, and everybody took the recipes, but it's super duper easy and just really good.
Thank you. That means
And you
get
can make
to
it as dark as you like. If you like dark chocolate, I like dark chocolate. So I usually use a lot of cocoa powder in it. Plus, it kind of cocoa powder has some iron in it. It also has some protein in it, believe it or not. All right. So, but this can be melted, or you can use it as icing for your little muffins if you want to treat them like they're a cupcake. You can use it as icing. But super duper good. Looks like icing, but you also can put it, lay it flat or on a pan and put it in the freezer, and then you can cut it up in squares and have chocolate pieces, like a chocolate
Chocolate bars.
bar. Yes.
Made chocolate bars.
Or where's that little thing that you had that has the Star Wars people?
Star Wars
Or
chocolate.
you can put it in this little mold and you can make Star Wars people. But if you do that, I would also coat it with a little bit of coconut oil. Look at you go. Look, it made 4 little pies. I bet you didn't have the recipe, did you?
No.
All right, so here we go. I am
Okay.
putting this
Woo.
chocolate.
Wait,
Um,
hold on. Little baby
Little
pies.
baby pies.
Okay,
And-
I'm gonna put these in the.
I'm gonna let you taste that and see if you think it tastes good. I didn't taste it. So, is it sweet enough? Is it really good? Yeah. So, it's just rich. So you can get your little bit of chocolate fix with just a tiny bit
Got a little coconut,
flavor to it. That's the coconut oil, yeah.
almost like a Mounds candy
Yes,
bar.
yes. All right. Hey, no. No. Okay, so that's an easy one to do. She's gonna get ready for the custardy part of the pie while I fill this little tray with chocolate. And then we'll see. We'll stick it in the freezer. Isn't that good? All right.
To buy chocolate when you can.
You can make it. So those people that couldn't come, you're missing out. But
I don't want to steal your almond flour. I need
That's
to
all
buy
right.
some for myself.
it's all good.
Okay, I'm separating 5 eggs, everyone. You don't have to watch me do this.
Oops.
I'm really cool, and I clean my bowl in between.
Whoops. I don't know what I did.
And now everyone is looking outside.
Sorry. I did if you just tap it, it will flip without even putting the flip button. Something you need to know. For people like me. That,
Something us, whoops. Yes, us.
all right. So last time we talked about the unhealthy sugar substitutes. So do you remember any?
Like, wait,
Like,
are you quizzing?
yeah,
Okay.
like, is it aspartame?
Aspartame. Yeah, that's a really
Aspartame
bad
is a really bad one. So, when you're looking at your ingredients, even in your chocolate or any of the ingredients, make sure that it doesn't have things in it that you shouldn't be putting into your body. So, it's
Or
hard.
else my mom will come find you.
I'll come back. Smack you. All right, so we have chocolate. I'm going to put it in the freezer, and then we'll see if it solidifies. It might take it just a little bit.
That was close.
But so
Again,
the bun.
messes.
all right, hi PJ and hi Kim and Ariel, everybody that's watching.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so another thing to do with avocados. So I have 3 more avocados. So let's say,
Eat them.
let's say if you're having a dinner party and a lot of people like to have desserts and you want something kind of fancy, so I'm going to create a chocolate mousse with avocados and then top it with whipped cream, which is made of just coconut milk. And it looks pretty. It's very rich. So just a little bit in little dishes will work. So, do you have another bowl?
All the bowls. I put them back away, but yes.
So I have this chocolate finger. I am gonna wash it, but I'm gonna lick it.
A disclaimer, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm licking my fingers.
So it's just sweet enough, not and very cocoa-y.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good.
I'm still back in
Satisfying the cravings. Okay, so this time I'm going to use honey and the avocados. You know, I think I'm just going to use this little bowl.
Alright.
Okay, it's got chocolate in it already, so we're just going to add to it. So again, you're going to take your avocado, and yes, I just split it just with this around. Take the seed out, scoop it out with a spoon. And no,
Rolling
I'm
lemons.
not cutting my fingers, promise.
Don't slice yourself.
So this is the weekend for Cinco de Mayo, so they had lots of avocados. Some were not ripe, and some were ripe. But at
Lemons are
the
nasty.
natural food stores, they were not ripe because they're very organic, so they were very hard. So I had to wait and get them from another store that had them ripe. So I'm going to use 2 avocados.
Whoopsies.
She's back there making a mess over there. You can kind of see her over there.
Ah.
Making custard. Did you take the whisk and wash it?
It's alright. No. This is the one I used earlier.
Oh.
Get your own whisk.
Okay. I'm going to use another chocolate. So it's already got chocolate in it.
Alright, if you get a lemon seed, you get a prize. There are lemon seeds in the other pie.
So it's not chocolatey enough yet, so we might be using up my whole thing of cocoa.
I have some, but it's not organic.
Okay, so you have avocado, cocoa powder, and then I'm gonna put some honey. And it's better to buy local honey, especially if you have allergies. The more local it is, the better for your allergies if you live in that area. So I'm approximating
You're just gonna dump this whole thing.
tablespoon and a half of yummy honey. And that's really sweet.
Ah.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm going to put a little bit of sea
Oh my
salt
goodness, dog.
to counteract that. And then a smidget of vanilla.
Jays, it's still raining.
Sure is.
Let him out anyway. It's freezing. Sleep down, man.
So we're stirring this up. And you can also do this in a food processor to get it really smooth and creamy. And a little fluff in it from the air that gets in there. So pretend I'm a food processor and I'm getting this. So in it will take all the green chunks out, because people will say, what's that green stuff in there? Is this moldy? It is not. It's avocado. Alright. So once you get it kind of fluffy, okay, and your can opener is right here. Like so.
Too many cooks in my kitchen.
Well, at least your kitchen is bigger than mine. Mine is probably this much. It's a little kitchen.
Mine too.
Okay, so I have 5 egg yolks. I have 1 cup of lemon juice. Then we also do coconut milk, maple syrup, vanilla, and some type of thickener, which we're going to use tapioca flour.
She's gonna combine all that and then put it in a pan and cook it, right?
Yes.
She's cooking it on the oven to make like a custard. So I'm using these small dishes. So if you have a couple people over and you're whipping this stuff up, then you put it like so. I'm gonna give you just a little blob because I don't want to eat this whole thing. Right. Alright, and then I'll even put some whip on it too, if you like. What do you think? Is it sweet enough?
It's different than the first.
Yeah.
Very light, like pudding.
Right. Like
Pudding.
moussey like.
Pudding.
Alright, and again, I'm using the coconut milk with the full fat. That's your whipped cream. You just put a little dollop on the top. I don't even put sweetener in it just because your mousse will have enough sweetener in it. I think you don't need it. So therefore, you don't get it at my house.
I don't think I've ever made 2 lemon meringue pies in one day before. Ta-da! It's really hard to see, and I'm about to pour it out. Those are so pretty. Okay, then into a medium saucepan.
Alright.
So that's just coconut.
Yes, just the fat of the coconut milk. Yeah, you can actually eat this like, let's say, and if you also would like to put, you know, a little sprinkle of some fruit and you want this on top of your fruit, it's like whipped cream on your berries. It's delicious. Okay, what do you think? Pretty tasty good? Okay, so you can make it a little prettier than this, but it's kind of cute. You could put like a mint leaf or something to garnish it, and it would be fancy, and it won't take you any time at all.
Hey, how
And
long
it's
is
good
supposed
for
to be
you.
in there?
Oh, I think they're done. All right. I hope everybody is learning lots of stuff.
You want to check? Not yet.
Maybe 1.5 minutes. All right. So, hoping that, well, and see this coconut milk is liquidy at the bottom, so you pour that off, or you can use that in your cooking or in your smoothies. You could use it as milk, even though it's not white. It tastes like coconut milk.
Or you just drink
You can mix it up and make milk.
it. Put it in your coffee.
Yeah, coffee if you like creamer in your coffee. I don't.
Hello, everyone.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. So would you like, do you need a taste of this?
Yep.
Yep. Hey, she's getting double duty of the chocolates. Okay, you know, I forgot, do you have any pecans that are,
I should definitely use a food processor.
yeah, because you taste the
It's really good, but that was
The
a chunk of avocado.
the lumpy avocados in it. But yeah, food processor makes it fluffy and ready. Do you have any pecans?
Yeah. They
Yeah,
have the
okay.
shell line.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a really
cashews
easy.
or almonds?
Okay,
I
I
can
use
use
an almond would work.
Slivered almonds.
Well, bring the cashew. It needs to be a nut.
Sorry.
Okay, so
What we have.
with the date, another little treat you can make if you like pecan pie. You split it open. They have new gizmos that they don't have to use a thing to split it open. So make a slit in it, open it up. Oh, these have the pits in it, so you gotta open it up anyway. So then, if you want pecan pie, you put a big, full-size pecan in it. If you don't have pecans, you can use cashews or almonds, and you just wrap it up. And then, if you take the chocolate that we made and put in the freezer and melt it a little bit, you can dip it in chocolate. And voila, another easy, no refined sugar dessert. So, there you go. If you want a date, you want one of these? You want to try one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you make your own with your own little fingers. Would you like a knife, or do you think you get the get out?
I'm just gonna eat chocolate all day.
Chocolate! You have almonds and cashews. I like pecans the best. And you can just eat 1 or 2 of them and you're done because they're so sweet. If you use salted pistachios, the salt kind of balances out. Just like candy. Anyway, it's all about paleo treats tonight. So we are treating ourselves to some yummy goodness.
This is my dinner.
All
So
right.
I'm making
The custard.
the lemon custard that goes inside the pie crust, and it is starting
It's
to
like a
thicken.
candy bar.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but that's the custard. So you wait until you don't want it to be boiling, but you want all of it to thicken, not just the bottom part. And yours are probably done.
You might use a metal.
It's a non-stick pan. I don't want metal.
All right, here's the muffins. Woo! All right.
I'm gonna need to take out the crust soon, though. Haha! There we go.
But I'm just saying, if you use like the wooden spoon, you won't melt your spatula.
I'm not melting my spatula. It's just fine. It's wonderful. Everything is great.
No spatula in the food. There are many recipes that some are sweeter than others, but if you Google or I like Pinterest, if you have people in your family that require pancakes, cupcakes, I made a paleo Barbie cake.
You did.
I
It was
did
awesome.
with the Barbie in the middle with the
I still
fancy
have a
dress.
Barbie if you need it.
What else did we make?
I make donuts on the regular.
She makes donuts, crepes, scones. But the trick to this is you shouldn't have them all the time. But if you are cooking for other people or a special event, there are recipes to use. My husband and I just usually eat fruit and nuts if we want a sweet. So
All right. My family's high maintenance, and I make sweets all the time.
okay. But I'm hoping to answer any questions on.
Wait, come look at these tiny pies.
Okay, she wants to show you the pies before we head out because it is. Oh, I'm touching the buttons again, making it darker. There we go.
Breaking things.
It's a weird. Can you see it?
No.
Oh,
You could point it at me. You'd have to take the.
there.
It's not what I meant.
Okay, so she's putting it into the little crusts. Can you see it?
No, you're silly.
I think you can see
It's
those little
slimy
crusts.
and delicious.
So, if you were here, you'd get to eat all this yummy stuff. But we hope that you'll be able to get some ideas in order to make healthy treats for those people that require them, and can enjoy, and make sure to eat like the craving sheets. If you're craving chocolate, you can. Oh, one of the things I was going to tell you is if you are strictly not supposed to eat any sugar in your diet, even fruit, you can take almond butter, which is my favorite because it only has lightly roasted or toasted unblanched almonds and nothing else in it. No sugar, no added palm oil, and just nothing. And then you take your cocoa powder, mix it together, you get your nutty richness from your almond butter, and then you get your cocoa chocolate craving with your cocoa powder, and then you can smear it. If you're not supposed to have any sugar, you put it on celery, just like it was almond butter and celery. The cocoa powder gives you that chocolate that you're craving. I personally like to do that every so often, and sometimes I'll put it on an apple, but kind of is a little bitty treat. but easy.
Easy.
Yeah. So,
Before we go, because I know we're leaving soon, we're only supposed to take an hour.
that's right. That's right.
I'm gonna make meringue and top the pies. For making meringue, paleo style, pretty much the exact same, except substitute your sugar. Use a powdered sugar. So, coconut sugar is what I'm gonna be using. And make sure your bowl is dry before you start.
Okay. Good tips. All right. We hope you enjoyed. Have a great evening and enjoy.
Bye.